I gotta find a shorter countdown. That just takes forever.
I don't know. I thought it went by pretty quick, but I was the one waiting for it. It's like you were.
Yeah. I don't have to do anything. It magically stops and converts to us. It just seems like forever. It goes. I do a 2-second
Your
countdown. Hey,
numbers here.
So Rich and I were talking a little bit before about the sample. Where we left it off last Tuesday it wasn't working. We got both Docker containers working, but the API or the web UI project cannot talk to the API project. So I did some playing around with it. Rich did some playing around with it, and both of us did not find a solution. I got pretty close a couple of times. So what I think we're going to do is I found a blog post or a Learn article on the Microsoft website for their container support. So I think we're going to kind of restart it and see how that works, because every sample I see follows this. So there must be something we did in like a lot of the creating and deleting. So I'm going to share my screen for a second. Switch to that mode, add to stream. So this is the article in the Visual Studio Container Tools, talks about like how to get started. So I really went to this multi-container app process to do it. So let's go back to our solution. Let's put this at full screen and do a little delete there. Don't save. I was playing around with it just before. Let's go there. Delete. API. Delete. So we should just be back to normal. Make sure the contacts, the Docker disappeared from there. And we have no remnants of the Docker solutions around. So if I check here, there's still a Docker ignore file. It really shouldn't matter, but I'll delete it anyway. We got these Docker Compose projects. These are created by Docker Compose too. So I'm going to delete those. Let's go back to the web UI, make sure there's no Docker stuff here. No. The other thing that I found when I was doing some of the testing today is that there might be an issue because we have a period in the name, content.api. No example I had showed that. And what I'm thinking is when we go, according to the Docker docs, we should be going HTTP, whatever the container name is. Because there's a dot here, I'm thinking that Edge or Chrome is trying to go to context.api as a full URL and not local. So we're going to create the solution the way the docs intended. And there, actually, why don't we just rename it right now to make sure that that's not it. So I'm going to rename this and get rid of that period. My favorite error in Visual Studio.
You just took out the period on context.api, Joe.
What was that?
Half a second behind. So you just took out the dot in context.api.
That was the attempt. Okay. So let's go old school and edit the solution directly. Open, close this, save. Oh, probably an error because I had the solution. I didn't save the solution file. That's probably why. I think I just found the bug though. Let's try it again. Oh, well, I got Docker open. Let's make sure I don't have any of these images laying around. Context API. Delete you. Delete it forever. It's dead to me. Let's go here. Preparing, 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 preparing. Might have been quicker at it. Notepad. Talk bad about it. It comes back to life. So let's go back here and rename it. No, that won't work. So I'm going to keep Visual Studio open because I don't want it to take forever to reload. So let's go back here. Edit you in Notepad. Just want to change the names for now. See if that works. Let's go back to Visual Studio. It's going to say, yes, it's been changed. Oh, it's back to preparing the solutions. And it didn't change them. Why didn't it change them?
Is it looking at full names?
I don't think so. Open with Notepad. Hey, Deshaun, how are you? I might be looking at that name. Hit save. Let's go back and rename those files.
Deshaun.
Rename that. And then back up here. Awesome. It's good to know you're doing well. Okay, as soon as you go back to Visual Studio, it should complain about reloading stuff because I changed the names and I updated them here. Yes, let's reload.
Reload. Yeah.
And they are there. Okay, they move back down to the bottom of the list because of sorting. So cool. So I think that's going to solve.
How'd you resolve that? How'd you resolve that? So I just changed the name of the project, but not finesse.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up, Mr. Robot. What did you say?
Sorry. All the name in.
I renamed
like
the I renamed the project file, and I renamed it in the solution file so that we got rid of the period in there.
Okay, so it's reading it from the project. Oh, got it.
So next step is going to be right-click here and choose Add, and then Container Orchestration Support. And then right now, I only have I have choice of Docker or Service Fabric. I'm going to go with Docker right now. Choose the target OS. In a couple of seconds, it recreated the Docker Compose that I deleted. We'll walk through that in a second. Actually, let's walk through it now. The Docker Ignore contains a bunch of files that should be ignored when we're doing the build and stuff. Most of the stuff that's very similar to the Git ignore. Two key ones are these secrets.dev and values.dev. You can use those to track your secrets and stuff within the app. Our Docker Compose is a small, just has the image. Now you notice there's this new variable called Docker Registry that just points it to where it is on my machine, Docker Desktop. But if we're using Service Fabric or Azure or AWS Container Service, that can be easily replaced. And then it looks to the Docker file right here. I believe the Docker file looks identical to what it was last time. Nothing has changed at all. So it includes all the projects, has the multi-steps. It's getting the base, it's building, it's publishing, and then runs the final. So let's go here for Contacts API and do add new container orchestration support. We're going to get an error saying, hey, do you want to override it? Because it already saw that we had a Docker compose. Normally you would click yes, unless you made changes for it, because I added both these back to back. There's no changes in it. So let's go back here. We notice we have the extra thing in there. There's one additional thing I want to do to this file. See if it gets it to work. So right now, in our app settings, we have this API URL. And this gets overwritten. Instead of me constantly overriding it in development in case I want it to work locally outside the container, I'm going to add an environment variable to the Docker compose file that will let me do that. So I do that with the environment, and then the environment takes sub-properties, so to speak. So I'm going to add one called settings __ API route URI, I think the name was, right? API route URI and its settings. Now you're probably wondering what the double underscore is. The double underscore is what kind of puts in the hierarchy, so to speak. So you see how here in our settings, we have settings and then one child beneath it called API root URI. The double underscores kind of builds that. So when Visual Studios or the .NET configuration provider for environment will take that underscore and translate it as a API root property on here. So if I wanted to get to this instrumentation key for App Insights, it would be App Insights __. So now we need to set it to the URL. I believe this is the URL that should work. Contacts API : and I don't remember what URL it is, what the port is. So we're going to have to build it first to see what port it comes up with, unless it already built it. Let's see. Yep, it already built it. So it's port 60413. 60413. We have to go to contacts and then /. Now, if I do this, you'll notice, which we didn't have last time, there's a new Docker Compose section, and then I can do Docker Compose run or debug. There's also this manage Docker Compose launch settings, which basically tells us which to. That you could ignore that message. That basically says that this dialog box only works with Docker Compose. So it says it's going to start debugging on the Contacts API service and the Contacts Web UI service. I can say which one I want it to launch. So I'm going to say launch the Web UI. Click Save, hit play, and hope to the demo gods we got this right. So because the containers were already built, I think it's just updating the environment variable for the web UI. As you see, they both stopped and they're going to be restarted in a second. And they're both restarted. Off should come a new browser window somewhere. This is where I start looking. I have three screens open right now. Where is it going to appear? Where's it going to appear? You'll notice here that there is a solution container that has Docker Compose, some random name. It has both the API and the web UI running. So they're both running. You can see that the contacts is using this setting called Contact 60 or Contacts API 60413 contacts. And I had the screen run. So here's the magical question. I click here. Does it work? No. Connection refused. It did not know. Doesn't know where this was. And that's as far as I got last time. The other thing to do is to try and change this to local host and restart and see what happens. I think last Tuesday when we were playing around, we also added depends on. From what I've read, the depends on really only makes sure that this app is started before this app starts. So in our particular scenario, it will help, but it's not really the end all be all. So it's rebuilding it. Started the viewer. Let's click on contacts, and I think we're going to get a different error. Now we get a cannot assign requested address. If we go and look at this in a new browser tab, it should work. Or it was working contacts, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, what port are you on? You are on port 6. Oh, port numbers are wrong now. Oh, 489. So you got the contacts back. Maybe I need to change this now. Where did I get that other number from?
Earlier.
Oh, it's just a user error, hopefully. Let's make sure it's 489, 60489. Restart. So everything I'm doing matches what's in this blog post or this learning article. The only thing that's different is for whatever reason inside of this sample, they don't use a configuration. They hard code the URL right here, which is not good. Kids should not try that at home. Let's make sure the port number hasn't changed. 60489. Is that what I had? 60489. So it refused it, which means it got to it, but I don't know if it understands the contacts API. So to try one more thing and change this to localhost and see what happens. The other slight difference is this is using HTTP, but I think this sample was created like 5 years ago before Microsoft had the ASP.NET Core Dev certificates available. Cool. So in both cases, it's kind of recognizing the address, but we're not getting too far with it. It's something with container 1, which is the web app, can't talk to the container here. Aw. Thank you, Saduki. You're one of my favorites too. She's the LinkedIn user that's unknown. So,
Saduki.
like I was saying, from here, this container can't talk to that container. Now, from the sample code, which is here, it literally does nothing. So if I look at, we added the container support, which gave us this basic one. And then added the second one, which gave us the API. We could ignore the Redis part. We're not using Redis. And that's it. Nothing else is different. This is just how they can use Redis versus not using Redis. And they hit play. According to here, it magically works. But it's not working on my machine. I need that image to pop up. It doesn't work on my machine. So I did find this one, which I was starting to look at prior to. And it looks like it does the same thing. The only difference with this one is it shares a localhost certificate to try and have the shared certificates. Microsoft does that behind the scenes for us, so we shouldn't have to worry about it. And my dog is barking, which means the Amazon or UPS person is here. But this one also has a fully involved container. Docker Compose. .NET kind of hides this grayed out stuff in a different spot, so we don't have to worry about it. If you look here at the Solution Explorer, it's all in this override. So you set those variables to kind of not mess up what your production Docker file looks like. So nothing's different on here. We're exposing the ports. We have that. Oh, maybe this is different. I don't recall seeing that. So let's see if that is there. No, that is not there. Huh. I wonder. If that has something to do with it. I'm going to add that. I have no idea what port it is because it's not listed here. So those ports are not there. They're all random. Wish I knew where it's generating these ports from. API is 60489. And the other one is 60656. So 656. Save, restart, and hope it's good. Well, that's funny. This is another guide that basically tells us to do the same exact thing we were doing without the Visual Studio tools. So the only thing I've gathered from this is that there's either something really particular on my machine. Ports are changed again. Yeah, the ports are different. Now it's just Visual Studio messing with me. I'm just going to change the ports on you. Oh, boy. So I really don't know what to do at this point. There's nothing in here. Oh, unless there is a launch setting which has those Docker ports. There's nothing in there. Oops, wrong one. Nothing in there. Spin you back. Nothing in here that lists the port. Oh, there's a launch settings here. Nope, that just tells us to launch that. Let's see if there's something in the launch settings here that it did. It set it to Docker, but didn't say what port to use. I wonder if that just kind of recreates it by itself. You see there's different numbers here. I wonder if we can do wonder if we tell it what ports to use. So we go here to our Docker and do ports. Uh, 60723 maps to 80. Visual Studio. 60722 to 443. Let's put this back down here. This was 720 and 721, which would make this 722. And we told the port mapping, we told it where do we want to go, we updated this. Now let's restart it. Oh, wait, let's go and just to be safe, let's so API should be 722. It should be 724 or 720. 721. Wait, did I grab the right port for the other one? Yep, I just went in weird order. 720, 721, 722, 723. Okay, we're all saved. Fingers crossed. Double fingers crossed, quadruple fingers crossed. Save work. See, it's recreating right here. I wonder if it's going to regenerate the ports or if it's going to use my ports. Use my ports, please. My ports are better. No, it used new ports. You see right here, it generated with new ports. So it's going to be useless to us. I don't know what to do at this point. Just go back to punch cards and give up a life of .NET. Oh, it created those for me to the other ones. So let's see if it actually works. No, it did not. Bummer. Okay. Let's hit stop. Let's get rid of all you because you mean nothing anymore. It's all smoke and mirrors. I don't know if there's anything that is different with the project that would cause it to do this. Hopefully while I've been suffering live on air, Rich has been going through and did you drop and come back in?
Yeah. I don't know what, my system just crashed and boom, everything went down. So
I went and looked and your face was all gray.
it's good to be back.
Hopefully you've been Googling and seeing if there's something else that we're missing. Let's click in this troubleshooting section. Volume's not enabled. Nope. Unable to start debugging. Nope. Errors specific to networking when debugging your application. Try to script downloadable. Ooh, let's see what this does. Stop and remove all document containers on your host. Oh, let's try that. I probably have to download this script somewhere. Before you just go and randomly download scripts from the internet to run, make sure you validate. This is the Microsoft Docs, so I semi-trust it, even though Windows is saying, hey, you really want to download a PS1 file?
This violates all secure supply chain paradigm. Just be prepared to repave it if it goes bad.
Just repave this machine. I don't want to do it again. I literally just did it like 2 weeks ago. Run as administrator. That's what you want to do. Download a script from the internet, run as administrator.
Absolutely.
So let's go here. CD intro and C downloads / Windows container. Or do I have to? I think I have to do the dot because I'm running in PowerShell. Container networking dash logging. They could have came up with a longer name for this too. Cleanup aid .ps1 - cleanup.
You can't just like copy that and shift insert it to paste it.
Oh, you and your smart ass shortcuts. Yes, I could have done that. I literally just clicked on here.
Yeah. You should just be able to shift insert and look at that.
Yeah.
I don't have a solution for the networking, but I can at least save time pasting in those PowerShell command names.
I might have to copy this to this folder. I don't know if it likes going across to C drive. Intro. Or not. Control C. Control V. Why can you be loaded? Oh, I need to change my execution policy.
Yeah, you got to elevate because it's not a signed script, right?
Yeah.
I think you can do, what is it, set dash execution policy unrestricted?
This is really dangerous.
Again, this is a terrible idea. We are trained professionals. No one try that at home. This, I think
Set
execution policy is one word.
Oh, it's not set dash.
It's set dash execution policy is one word. So keep that dash. Yeah. So verb and then dash noun. And then I think it's unrestricted. Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Don't try this at home.
Seriously. Get that.
You saw that thing I posted on Blue Sky where I tried to run a networking command, said you must be root. I asked, who am I? It said, you're root. I've got to go live in 5 minutes. Guess I'm not going down that way.
I did run it as admin.
Local machine is unrestricted, but user would overwrite that.
That didn't work.
All right. This is the one thing I've gotten to work all week is this command. It worked on my machine.
But
oh, you got to open your command prompt as an administrator.
it is.
Is it?
That's what that means right there. This terminal window is running as admin.
Okay. Apparently you are not admin-y enough. Just
Story of my life.
yeah, no, it's just set dash execution policy unrestricted running as an admin. How are you in a low disk space?
That's definitely not the case.
No. There is no root. There is only root. There is only root. Anonymous LinkedIn user.
I think that's still Sarah. She's coming across for anonymous, but she keeps popping up on my wrist.
Okay. Yes, we're definitely living dangerously.
It doesn't bring in the names of the people. It's kind of rude. And we can't post back. If I post back, hey, Suzuki, she won't see it. It goes to Twitch and YouTube. So none of these
buddy.
can really help, except for maybe this one, but I can't run it.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy. I just did set execution policy unrestricted on my machine. Good to go.
Well, you know what we did. You want to take over and see if it works on your machine?
All right, where'd you find that link?
For the
Oh yeah, I'm
troubleshooting,
typing that whole address in.
in the private chat.
There we go. I got to move browser window right, Joe to the left, copy link.
And I'll commit this code so you don't have to recreate it. So let's save this, and I'm going to stage everything but that script because I don't want to host that script.
Low disk space. Able to start debugging? No. Oh, clean up container host networking. That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I should probably share your screen now.
Well, that's fine. I'm just doing the same stuff you were doing a moment ago.
Well, you gotta let people watch.
Okay. There we go. Watch me recreate Joe. Okay.
Share the wrong screen.
Yeah. Where do I choose the monitor? Okay. What was that? Screen 1? No. Screen 2. There we go. Okay. Allow. Works in my machine. Yes, it is, Kevin. It is. All right. We streaming that. There we go. Cool. All right. So I'm just going to download this file again. Check this is Microsoft Docs. I'm going through here. This is a container networking cleanup. I'm going to download a raw file. We are going to play with fire. I only have 2 stickers. This is we got stickers on the lid, so it really does catch fire. It's okay. All right, let's copy this someplace where we're working, right? Down here in my dev. Oh, what are we doing? Okay, you tell about that old. Don't have too many Hello World project. All right, cool. So everybody can watch me not type.
Well, good news. If we don't get it working in 15 minutes, we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4.5 days to figure it out.
Cool. All right, run. The last time I tried to do something you showed me, my system crashed and I had to reboot. So I'm not sure what's happening here. Is it complaining about? No? Is it supposed to be doing something, Joe?
Let's see. Did you hit run once? Did you hit R?
Yeah, I hit R. I did. Yeah.
The font's super, super, super small, so it's hard to see.
Sorry. Let me how did we do that before? We did what?
You
Control plus to zoom in. There we go.
You do Control plus in the terminal.
Yeah. There we go. So
Did you hit enter after you press star?
Joe, there it goes. Okay. After watching you and me struggle through this, we're never going to get a job. Like, who hired these morons? Oh, I just ran it again. Interesting. Okay. It's not
Oh,
recognized.
is that?
Okay. Okay, no. Dum. Get Windows feature. Yep, and wait. This is what happens when you over-click your buttons. There we go. What's it complain about? No, okay. Nothing.
Programming is questionable here, Deshaun.
Hey, something happened. I'm not exactly sure what, but execution has completed. Let me just make sure one more thing here. Properties. I forgot to do this earlier. Do we have to unblock these when we download them? Nope. Okay.
You shouldn't have do that.
So, all right, there we go. Kind of scary, but let's see. All right, should we try and run this API, Joe?
Sure.
Oh, I don't have any Docker stuff. I don't have any Docker stuff in here. So,
You do it get. Hold on the latest.
I'll just do it
Publish
get
everything.
later. All right. Oh. Please. Oh, no, not this. Conflicts to resolve here. All right. Oh, you know what? Same thing I did last time. We'll just whack it and clone it. Problem is, I have edited all those files already. Everything is in conflict. Oh, yeah, that's right, because it's open. Okay, your path here. Try again. Why is it complaining? PowerShell? Well, try again. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Groovy. Now we're going to start over with a fresh, clean copy. Am I typing? All right. Okay. Your clone. There we go. I wasted too much time the other day, Joe, trying to resolve those conflicts.
It's easier
Easier
just
to
to
reclone it. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to Visual Studio here. We've cleaned up the Docker networking. We have pulled Joe's latest non-functional thing. We've shown that PowerShell works on my machine, so that's good. Oh, yeah, 10 minutes left, man. What happens if I hit run? Okay. So what's your plan from here, Joe? Hit the Docker Compose, or
Yeah, it's just be able to run Docker Compose.
all right. Let's see if we've got manage Docker Compose. No.
Do you not see it in yours?
File there. It's not. Let's give it a minute.
What happens if you
Finish
right click
loading
on
or
Docker Compose in Solution Explorer?
let's see here. Build, rebuild, clean, debug.
Yeah, try that.
Start new instance. Start without debugging. That's giving us more tests. For some reason context coming up is the primary project. We'll just try this. Looks like we're building here. There we go. Skipping the analyzers. Okay. Closing in on this. It's like going to end on a cliffhanger here, right? We're going to go into the weekend on a. Did it run?
Let's get the viewership back up, just like a soap opera. And the season on a cliffhanger.
Deshaun's right. Hair programming at its best, man. This is Deshaun, this is how the sausage was made when you and I were on those projects. When I'd go and disappear into a corner. This was the figure out that was happening. Kevin, yeah. That's why we're trying this. You learn more when you fail. I gotta say, I was seduced at how easy Docker was going to be by all of the Hello World Docker examples I made work successfully on the first try. I got Postgres running.
The Hello World works.
Database. Yeah.
Everywhere else
all
it
work.
supposedly works too, just didn't work on my machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see if it ever
I thought this
just
was
compiling on your 3D6 machine here.
yeah. I don't know what's going on. Is it restarting projects? It's not even giving me what it's doing. I don't know.
Yep, still building.
Docker code. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Consider app config remapping of assembly from 6 to 7. We have a system.threading, man. Can't you just write normal code that goes in one thread? Okay, here we go. Got some Docker Compose. What's happening? That would be we may never KNOW know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We need the outro to the old Batman. Will Batman and Robin solve the case? Join us next week. Same bat time, same bat station. Here we go.
Oh, it's launching.
Says it's launching. So apparently when you clean everything up, that first build again, like
Well, should supposedly clean the networking. That's all it was supposed to do.
I think I had to restore all the NuGet. Did you clean up the NuGet from the
Well, no, you probably had to do it because you deleted the directory, so it had to get them.
reinstall
So
all
that
those
basically
back?
just copied them from your local NuGet cache onto that project folder.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting here.
Love that.
Should make stickers. Same JoeG time, same JoeG station.
JoeG brand is live when you want.
Yeah.
Welcome, Trial Junction. Just as we're about wrapping up, hopefully.
Hopefully, successfully. It says it's launching. I don't have a browser window yet, but let's see. I don't think I have any containers running yet, or do I? No. No, there we go. Still building containers, looks like. Dude, cleaning up was not a good plan. Probably clicking and opening all these things at the same time is also probably not a good plan.
Yeah.
I just want to open the Docker deck. What's going on? Man, I could have to dinner time for this thing to recompile and on. All right, there's our Docker compose. Oh, we finished 3 minutes ago. Just didn't pop up a browser window. All right, what should we do? Oh, look at this, Joe. I've got some nice random ports. By the way, port assignment is random. Localhost. Let's try the API first. 49. That's it. 935.
If the ports are random, we're never going to be able to test the API.
That is going to make it difficult. 49935,
Just be able to,
right?
click on that.
Context. I got to put the contact theme. All right. Problem loading page. Hmm. Let's see if we can get this to work. Ooh, that's not what I want. What? Ports. There we go. Problem loading page. Well, Joe, our dynamic duo did it backwards. We used to have the API running before. Localhost 49935. All right, 499 for the API. 49935. All right, what's just happening back here? Oh, wasn't done building. Holy schmoly.
It took a while.
Okay. Huh. Cannot assign requested address. Oh. Yeah.
So you get the same problem that I did.
Yeah, we got to remap. Okay, where did you end up putting this port definition? Did you do that? Yeah, you did that as an environment variable, right? In your Docker Compose?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
that's where I put the replacement for the API root URI. I don't know if that's
Gotcha.
going to rebuild it then and change the ports.
Localhost. Let's see. 49935, right? Get this running correctly. Now. Kind of need that before I try the other thing. What the heck is going on here? There we go. What? I'm not sharing the screen, am I? I'm not on the shared screen. Sorry about that. I've been out of work for 2 months and forgot to share screens. So yeah, the API should be coming in at 49935, right? 49935. I'm getting a problem loading page now.
What does it have after that? Is that contacts?
Yeah. Capital C shouldn't matter. No.
Oh, looks like we're both out of luck. Looks like I know what I'll be doing this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. We will we've just dedicated our weekend to debugging Docker networking. So phenomenal.
Thanks for the new people that joined. Hopefully next Tuesday at 1:00 Mountain and Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. UTC, we will have this figured out with the explanation. If not, I don't know what we're going to do.
We call your friend who's a Docker captain to tell us
Yes.
we're fools and show us like a 4-second fix that would have saved us weeks.
Yeah, probably. He's going to get an email right after I'm done with this.
So,
Okay.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thanks everybody for suffering along with us. It's great to see some faces again. Yep.